Good morning, everybody. Namaste. I'm trying to enjoy my morning cup of tea. Lift this brain frog. I gotta lift my brain frog. I just wanted to share a few things that have been on my mind lately. So I recorded I don't know how many videos about the journey that I've been on, unhoarding. I'm gonna call it unhoarding because minimalism is that it just doesn't pertain to what I'm talking about. It does, but it doesn't at the same time. So this journey that I've been on to minimize, drastically reduce the amount of things I own. Where I'm at now, I'll recap that real quick. We have moved from a 4-bedroom house with a dining room, fairly large kitchen, and a living room that is double the size of what we have now, a full basement, 2-car garage. That was where we were at. Where we currently are is a 2-bedroom living room, a small eating kitchen, a den, laundry room, 2-car garage. We have a screened-in little porch, but it's not a very usable space right now. So, I've drastically reduced the amount of space I have to store things, and at first, before I moved, I was very proud of myself because I had gotten rid of and sold so much. And then moving day came, and I was forced to be faced with all of the items I had. It took a 26-foot U-Haul, 2 trailers with trucks, and we still had stuff left at the old place. Now, that was disappointing because I felt like all of the work I had done was not enough. And then we piled into this place and I felt completely overwhelmed. So I got rid of more stuff. I never would have thought that I would have been the type of person to purge the amount of things that I have purged, because I've always been very frugal and, save it, we'll fix it, taking free stuff from other people. I'm not that way anymore. I am a changed person. And I still have too much stuff. I still want to get rid of more stuff, but I do feel like I'm freer. And that feeling is like starting to become an addiction to me. Like I want to get rid of more stuff so that I have more time and I have less things that are calling to me to spend time with them so that I can focus on my boys and being the best mother that I can be. Because I noticed at the old house, Elias wanted me to play with him, and the line that I was telling him a lot, that I found myself saying a lot, was, not right now, mommy has to fill in the blank. Clean XYZ. Mommy has to reorganize XYZ. And so then I have this 2-year-old who has the word reorganize in his vocabulary, which is great. But when you got too much stuff, you feel the need to reorganize it. And then you don't have time for what really matters, which would have been playing with him. So, not that I didn't make time to play with him, but it wasn't as much time as I feel like I could be. So, in this journey, I've listened to the audiobook because I'm not a big reader. I write, and I'm not a big reader. the KonMari method, the life-changing magic of tidying up is what I believe it's called. So she kind of hit a spiritual note for me, talking about thanking the things that you have for the role that they play in your life. And that kind of came full circle yesterday when I'd been cleaning things up, and I found something. It's a lotion bar. I know it's small, and I realize, you know, the aromatherapy of it. It's like, man, you know, I forgot I had this, and I was really excited about it. And since I have minimized a lot of the stuff I have, I was able to take that and set it on a shelf and find it its own place and honor it, you know, and thank it for the role, and look forward to being able to just like have that me time and take a bath and then put that lotion bar on and have that aromatherapy and just be rejuvenated. And so thinking about putting that on the shelf, I was excited to be able to use it, and it's not just going to sit on a shelf and be pushed to the back and be wondering why I'm not spending time with it. And that's where the next thing comes into play. Giving your items personification really helps on this journey, because things become more purposeful to you then. Last night, and so this is basically what I wanted to share with you. So last night, we're watching Toy Story 3. For those of you who have not seen Toy Story 3, I believe everybody knows who Buzz and Woody are. Well, Buzz and Woody and all the other toys, this boy who used to play with them has grown up. He is now going to college. And mom's like, hey, you gotta clean out your room. So he's forced to decide, you know, where are these things going to go? Are we gonna donate them? Are they gonna go to the attic? What am I gonna do with them? So Woody was chosen to go to the college with Andy. And he was elated. He was so excited. But then he was also worried about the other toys and what was going to happen to them. And when belongings were given personification in that movie, it really kind of ties into minimalism and opened my eyes to how we need to honor the things that we have. And yes, the things that we have do call us to spend time with them. And if you have so much stuff that you don't spend time with, that you don't use, it weighs on you. And I had no idea until I'd gotten rid of stuff how much weight was on my shoulders because of the things that I had. And so with focusing on that, the more and more I've gotten rid of, the more free I felt, the more liberated. You know, I feel like I do have the time to do fill in the blank. And where we're at now, at this house, it has a beautiful outdoor space with some woods and a creek, and then we've got our fire pit set up out there, and there are a big variety of birds to listen to and to watch. And we had a baby deer here the other day, and watching my sons play outside, you know, those are the things that I want to focus on in my life at this point. I don't want to worry about all of the stuff I have. So, and I had to find justification in getting rid of a few things, and find avenues of other ways that I could experience things. Like, I reduced the amount of, I love children's books. I reduced the amount of children's books I have. I still have a lot. But there's always the public library. And if there are some books that I feel like we just have to have, that I just want to read to my boys over and over and over again, those are the kind of books I'll read. Those are the kind of books I'll buy and we'll read and we'll keep here. And then, you know, I've started a list of books I want to go borrow from the library. And I got to thinking about how in the classroom we rotate books. And I know that you always have some favorites, but that's what kind of helped me out with tough spots like children's books. So anyway, yeah, just giving our belongings personification, thinking about honoring them and thanking them for the role that they play in our lives. It's all very spiritual to me, because we are all made up of energy. You know, we all have a certain vibration and frequency, and we interact with things on that level. And so when we're thinking things, we're emitting that energy into our belongings, and that is resonating throughout our home, and our home will have a certain energy about it. And it kind of ties to, also, there are some, what is it? It's the haunted collector. There are some things that end up holding energy, and some of it's negative energy. If you've ever watched The Haunted Collector, you'll kind of be able to connect to that. If not, kind of look it up. But yeah, so our things do hold energy, and what we put out, we get more of. So put out positive vibes. Thank your belongings for the role that they play in your life. And if you have things that don't really play a role in your life, or not a very big role, something that could be replaced, like with the library books, yeah, think about that too. And in getting rid of something, it doesn't mean that you don't like it. It doesn't mean that you don't care about it. But you do care enough about it to find it a loving home. Just like Buzz and Woody and all the other toys, you know, Annie's mom cared enough about those toys that other people could play with them, so she took them to the daycare, which they weren't treated very well there, but we're not going to go into that. Yeah, so those are just things that have been on my mind, and thank you so much for just popping in. Look at this, it's like 14 minutes. Thanks for spending time with me. Make your little corner of the world a positive one, and I will talk to you later.